Previously on documentaries, why Sims look all the same in Sims 2? Transgender Sims in The Sims. Sims with disabilities. The ladies of The Sims. Hello baby boys and welcome to Creusa Sims. My name is Creusa Darwin. I'm from Strangetown and this is the downfall of pleasant Sims, aka lifepluscindy. Full disclosure warning, I'm not a hater and this is not going to be a video dragging Cindy at all. I'm here to tell and comment on a little part of her story that starts and ends with her online content. I truly believe that everyone is a full world of their own and this video only represents a small part of Cindy's world. I used to be a fan of her Sims channel, but I'm going to be partial here, I promise. Pleasant Sims was a successful channel mainly focused on Sims 2, started in 2018. The channel has reached almost 20 million views, becoming a hit in Sims community. Its popularity grew slowly and organically though. Cindy published more than 50 videos before reaching 1,000 subscribers. She then made a video thanking her audience and revealing her face for the very first time. Despite being a hit, Pleasant Sims updates were often interrupted by a hiatus, and Cindy would slowly giving hints of what her life outside The Sims really looked like. The channel hadn't received any new videos since July 19 of last year, until Cindy decided to come back with the Sims 4 video November 8 of 2023. But this whole time without an update did not keep Cindy away from YouTube. She started a new channel where she vlogs about her life, Life Plus Cindy. During her Sims era, Cindy got herself into some problems and scandals like that messy stuff in her Discord server, but nothing really stood out at the time. She would also contradict herself a lot, saying that she would never return to YouTube out of nothing just to return days after, and stuff like that would happen pretty much all the time. However, nothing weird that happened before could top the things that we witnessed in Life Plus Cindy, trust me. In the beginning, the channel was originally about her and Andrew, but it ended up being about her diet and track to lose weight. Cindy was also trying to get pregnant, and being a mother was her biggest dream. However, she had previously revealed that she had PCOS, a condition in which the ovaries produce an abnormal amount of androgens, male sex hormones that are usually present in women, but in small amounts. That caused her to lose hair, grow hair in unusual places for females, and made it way harder, if not impossible, for her to get pregnant. Well, despite the odds, she did manage to get pregnant, but unfortunately she lost the baby. He was a boy named August, and he was born way sooner than expected, leading to his tragic end. Cindy was obviously devastated and took a deserved break from YouTube. After some time away, she was once more back and seemed stronger than ever, but things would take a sad turn again very soon. By then, Cindy had lost a lot of weight due to her carnivore diet, that in the future led to eating disorder, but okay, and was doing better. Of course, she was still dealing with grief, but was decided to try again cause her dream was worth it. It was in February 2nd of this year that the infamous My Life Is Over video was released. Cindy was crying a lot in her kitchen, telling the camera that Andrew, her husband, had left her after a fight and was gone for good. They were trying again to have a baby, and he left in the day she found out that she wasn't pregnant after one more month of trying. Overshare quickly became a problem, as we can perfectly see in this video. Cindy told her audience about how she suicide baited Andrew in order to get him back, jumped in front of his car to stop him to leave, and even got the cops caught on her. Now, I do love some gossip, that is true, but a lot of fans were concerned about Cindy sharing so many details. Cindy was putting 100% of the blame for the end of the marriage on herself, talking about how she abused Andrew for the past 15 years and how horrible she was to him. Cindy also revealed that she was living with BPD, borderline personality disorder, and that was a huge part of the problem in their relationship. While all of this was true, there was more to it that Cindy wasn't aware of at the time. The next videos were all about her BPD, losing weight, incredible unhealthy fastings, getting presents, and getting over Andrew. She even bought herself a car and started driving again. Her new life was fire, so she said, and then she went missing again. After some days without any updates, Cindy finally showed up, but this time she wasn't alone. She and Andrew had moved from Colorado to Arkansas and they were back together. Though some of her audience was strongly against it, most were happy for them. But things didn't stay this nice for long. Soon enough, My Life Is Over Part 2 was released. This time, Andrew left in the morning without any previous fight, he just ghosted. He did send a text message though, telling her he had cheated with multiple ladies and that was why they couldn't be together anymore. The way that I see it, Andrew only got back together with Cindy because he was trying to take her out of Colorado, both to make it up for her because she actually only moved to this state to be with him and his family, and she pretty much hated everything there, and also to get rid of her, honestly, because she was stalking him and making it nearly impossible for him to move on. Pretty much everyone was still on Cindy's stand and felt for her, and then around this time, Cindy received some minor backlash for racist comments in a Mexican restaurant, where she was joking about letting food names with her friend B. She was also wasting food again and even made a joke saying that the wasted edibles were going to be sent to Ethiopia. When confronted by a fan about this last comment, she simply replied, "Don't care." Her reputation was decaying faster each day and she was losing a lot of followers. She was gone for some days again, and everybody was thinking that the reason behind one more hiatus was occasional racism, but actually Cindy was doxed. Someone contacted her sister, told her about Cindy's channel and everything that was happening. Cindy hadn't told anybody from her family about the divorce, so that was a big hit for her. She made a live stream saying goodbye and ended her channel one more time, but of course she was back in a couple days. She was then working on her BPD recovery again. Yeah, it can get a little confusing, okay, cause she pretty much walks in circles, but after some time apart, Cindy drove 14 hours with no sleep to see Andrew in Colorado. Here we go again. Once more they got back together, but this time the backlash was huge. Cindy ghosted her audience for days. It was the beginning of Hiatus 29. Some weeks went by and then she was back again. Yeah, it does sound like I'm just repeating myself non-stop, but that was how things happened. I don't know what to tell you. And you already know the drill. It was time for My Life Is Over Part 3. Except this time we finally got the whole truth. Andrew cheated on her several times for several years with several ladies, but the worst was yet to come. While Cindy was dealing with grief over baby August, he impregnated a co-worker and now they were living together. I mean, look, I don't think cheating is the worst thing that can happen in a relationship, but the fact that he impregnated another woman not long after August, and also the fact that Cindy wasn't able to get pregnant again, is so freaking sad and wrong, at least in my opinion, that, like, oh my god. That was definitely the saddest moment of Life Plus Cindy because it was the whole thing. It was the loss of the baby, it was the cheating, and the fact that the mistress was pregnant. But drama is far from ending, trust me. Cindy was now determined to not getting back together with Andrew, and she didn't till this day, which is great, and she was really making some progress. She made new friends, did things for herself, and even met some new guys. However, some things started to concern her audience, her eating disorder and her drinking problems. Yeah, she won't say that she's dealing with any of these, but for pretty much everyone watching, it is really easy to see that she actually is. I mean, Cindy would freak out for eating vegetables, but at the same time would gladly spend a lot of nights and days drinking alcohol. Make it make sense, please. Well, as someone who lives with an eating disorder myself, I can say that I understand Cindy, and I've been through the very same thing multiple times. I don't think she's promoting it on purpose, but in many ways she is inadvertently endorsing it, and so I understand the critiques. It is very tempting for someone with an eating disorder to follow in Cindy's footsteps, since she documents every single pound lost with a smile, even when that is due to a crazy 48-hour fast. She is obviously allowed to do whatever she wants with her body, but I wish she would recognize that her diet isn't really healthy. I mean, like I said before, the woman is even afraid to eat vegetables. I think that pretty much summarizes the problem with her eating habits. I need to remind you though that Cindy herself says that she does not recommend anyone to follow her example and that everybody should see a doctor before changing their diet. Yeah, so Cindy was trying again to recover after the whole Andrew mess was allegedly finally gone, going to therapy and working on herself and stuff, and then she got a new boyfriend called Liams. Well, here's the thing, I'm not a doctor of course, but the foundation of borderline personality disorder is that you feel like you are basically nobody until you got somebody. So you depend on the other to feel pretty much alive and functional. This way, some of her audience point out that she was looking for a new man to depend on, since her BPD wasn't need controlled, and this proved to be true really fast. During this new relationship, Cindy recorded a video that is now deleted from her channel about Andrew, her ex, and his mistress, where she mentions that Andrew had posted some things about her and their marriage on Reddit. The posts were made back when Andrew and Cindy were together, and oh my, some people were actually able to find these posts, and its content is dark. According to him, Andrew found himself in a highly toxic and abusive relationship where he wasn't even sure of his own identity anymore. Cindy had consumed him to the point where he no longer recognized his own preferences. She would frequently threaten him with divorce, make suicide threats when he tried to leave, and controlled his money, even though he was the only one working. When Cindy discovered that Andrew's posts had been found, she did a live stream addressing everything and apologizing. On one hand, we need to remember that Cindy herself had admitted to abuse Andrew during their marriage in the very first My Life Is Over video. On the other hand, Andrew's perspective shocked everyone, as no one had anticipated the relationship being this abusive and toxic. I gotta say, Andrew was a victim, and he decided to cheat his way out of this relationship. I don't know if that was the best choice, but I do understand that that was the only choice that he could make. So I actually feel for him. Not long after this whole mess, Cindy and Liams, her new boyfriend, broke up after 3 months of relationship. According to Cindy, she had a BPD episode where she freaked out and ruined everything again. It was not long before they reconciled though, and Liam's face got revealed for the first time during a live stream. While apart, Cindy made a lot of promises about working on herself, getting her BPD under control, never lied to her therapist again, yeah, cause she was doing that, stay single for a long period of time, and stuff like that. During the breakup, Cindy consistently used her infamous depressive voice in pretty much every video, but then all of a sudden her ton of depression disappeared and people were quick to speculate about it. Everybody was thinking the same thing. I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. Well, long story short, they got back together and the backlash was once more huge, but at least for now, Cindy and Liams seems to be just fine. I gotta say, it is sad to watch someone's content that used it to be great turning into a shit show, but at the same time, I do love the drama, so I don't know. Cindy's now back with her Sims channel, but it's so weird watching her now knowing so much about her chaotic life. The fact is, this is how Cindy decided to earn a living, by sharing pretty much every aspect of her life online. Honestly, I see no problem in doing so. This is her choice. People sending her money and gifts, that's their choice as well. I truly believe she's a good person, but she wasn't a good person to Andrew, and at least in my opinion, she's not ready to have another relationship. Yeah, so what I feel is like, she's not really facing her BPD for herself. She is allegedly working on it to please her man. Her man is her world, her man is her entire life, so I truly believe that the only way to recovery will be finding herself alone, who she is as a person without needing a man, without needing another human being to feel, you know, pretty much alive. So yeah, I feel like this pretty much summarizes this whole mess, but one thing is certain: when it comes down to Cindy, the drama is never really over. It is almost ironic now how her Sims channel was named after the Pleasant family. You know, they looked all good and happy, but they were really mean to each other and unhappy all the time, and this sadly relates to Cindy's life now. Alright baby boys, that was today's video and also the season finale of the commentaries. I hope you enjoyed this series. I know that I did, you know, making it. So we'll be there season 2. I don't know, I'm not sure. It actually takes a lot of effort putting this type of video out, but I am, like I said before, enjoying it. So I don't know, let me know in the comments if you want to and maybe I'll bring it back, okay? XOXO, Creusa Darwin, and do that shit.